In this video, I will show you how to run a route using the new software app that we've been developing. Bring up a browser. I'm using Chrome here. And of course, if you're using a tablet, the screen will be narrow like I have here on the laptop. And when you use a narrow screen, the home page will come up looking something like this. Now the URL to go to is SCTrans.bubbleapps. That's bubble apps, apps.io. sctrans.bubbleapps.io. And when you go there, you'll pull up a screen that looks like this. You click on the login button or press the login button with your finger on the tablet, and it'll ask you to enter your user ID and password that you've been given. And press the login button. It'll take you to the driver route screen. That's what I call it. Now I'm going to go ahead and make this full screen to get rid of all the junk that's on my my desktop here. This is what the driver route screen looks like. It lists the routes on the left. Now this is all bogus data, stuff that was made up just for testing purposes. The addresses are real addresses, but the names and writer names and route names are made up. The routes are listed on the left side with the starting date and time, planned starting date and time, and they're sorted by earliest date and time. Due the soonest will appear at the top. So when you log in here, any route you plan to drive that's due is going to be close to the top here. They're not assigned to drivers, so you just come in and pick the route you want to run, or you're going to run. Just the fact that you logged in, it knows who you are. So we're going to be messing around with test T route. If you click on any of the routes, the little line will bounce like that. Now that's called animation in software terms anyway. I've animated as many of the push buttons and things that I can, just so you know that when you touch it, you've actually touched it and it's going to do something, instead of you touching it and wondering when you press anything it's going to do something, change colors or flash or bounce or something like that. And the reason that there's a latency like that is this tablet apps run over a cellular network, and it's a very narrow bandwidth compared to a desktop. So it really, there's a kind of built-in latency. Things when you ask it to do something, it takes a while before it can respond. So that's why I've animated it. Okay, if you select a route, it will display on the right the stops. I've only got a little short route here with 3 stops and 4 passengers, but we're going to stop at first at Frederickson and St. Agnes and then take them to Excel. And these 4 people: Art, Batman, Ellie Mae, and Gretchen. So let's just go ahead and drive a route, and I will show you how simple it is to drive a route using this software compared to what we currently use. Just you don't really enter any odometer readings, you don't key in anything, you only press buttons, and there's only a few buttons to press to drive a route normally. So let's just select the test T route, and you'll notice that any riders that have a walker or wheelchair, this little icon will appear by their name. So that's helpful, I think. If you press the start button, it will take you to a screen where it asks you the number of the vehicle you're driving. You select the vehicle number and press close, and then it will take you to the driver route screen, where it lists the stops, the order of the stops, the time that you're planned to be at each stop, the name of the location, and then the address. And on the right, it lists the riders and the pickup location and the drop location. Now this is what I call the route display. This is a route button here. Anytime you click that route button, it will flash and display the data in this format. However, there's also a stop display, where if you select a stop, it'll bounce, change colors, and then display on the right side the people that you are to, or the riders that you are to do something with. It displays their name and buttons to indicate the action. So you're obviously picking up these two people, and your option is either to press the pick button for each one that you pick up, or to pick the no pick if they're not going to be writing that day. So let's just pick the press the pick button. Well, you notice that there's also a reset button. Each time you make an action, you can undo it. So let's reset that. It goes back the way it was. There's also an all up here. Your choice is you can click the pick button twice if they're both going to ride, or you can click the all button, and it will do the same thing. If you click the all button, it will select them both and record them both as picked, and record the time that they were picked also. Another thing you can do is no pick. Let's just do a no pick just so you can see what that's like. So say no pick, and it will say it's not picked and record the time. Okay, so that stop is completed. Go to the next stop, select it, and we got two more people to pick up. So we can press the all button, and it'll pick them both up, record them both as being picked. Now, I want to show you the effect of the route button. At this point, we have one person picked at Frederick's, and one not picked, and two people picked at Racine, or at St. Agnes. So let's press the route button, and you can see that it records that. It highlights in blue those people, those operations that have been completed, and we've picked these four people up, minus this one that was no pick. It changes a different color if they're not picked, and you'll notice that there's no drop-off their location there since they were a no pick. All right, so you can go back to this route display at any time during the route, and it'll show you the status of everything. All right, we'll go back to Agnes, and we're done there. So we go to Jefferson, and we're to drop off these three people that we've picked up. So let's just pick select the all button, and it'll drop those three off. And we'll go back to route, and it'll display that everything is taken care of. You don't have to do that. You could still just go from the last stop, the last stop, and press the end button. And that's all there is to driving a route with this software. You select each route and do the operation for picking up or not picking up, and all the drop-offs, you drop them off, and when that's all completed, you click the end button, and you're done. It's as simple as that to drive a route using this software. And when you click the end button, it starts some things happening on the server and takes you back to the route screen. And takes you back to the route screen to display the remaining routes. You'll notice that this test T route is missing from the list here. The server is busy examining that route, creating history of the writers and the actions we took on that route, and also rescheduling it for the next day. And here it is. It showed up on the list. It's test T. It's rescheduled for the next day and ready to start again when that time comes. Okay, so that is a simple demonstration of driving a route using the new